Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. I am so excited. Today we're getting to talk about the law of surrender. I just feel like surrender is the name of the game. For me in my life, anybody? For me in my life, anybody? For me in my life anyways, like, oh my gosh, like, okay, there's this song on my favorites playlist. It's called Jolt, J-O-L-T, and it's by a band or group, I don't know, Unlike Pluto. I never even heard of them. But I think my son maybe sent me the song, or he sent me a song, and then I like stumbled upon this song too. And and there's this one part in the song where he's just like singing and whatever, and then he just all of a sudden says, "Fuck it, I surrender." And that's kind of how I feel about surrendering. Like, I know it can be like a more beautiful and graceful experience for people. Like, I just surrender to God's will. I surrender to the beauty that is my divine life. And then there's some of us who are just like, fuck it, I surrender. Like, I guess I'm just going to quit struggling. I'm going to quit trying to go against, the power of the universe. And I'm just going to surrender. To hell with it. Oh, my life's crazy? Pff, F it. I surrender. So let me update you on my life. Because I don't think I did that yesterday. Like, even though the podcast was an hour and 20 minutes, another hour and 20. Occasionally those happen when we dive deeper into some of the cards. And, we read the spells yesterday of the Hedge Witch Botanical by Priestess Moon. And, or Enchanted Spell Oracle. I always just want to call it the Hedge Witch Oracle. But we got into the spells yesterday, and so that took some time. But I don't think I actually, mentioned, some things that are happening in my life. So, first of all, me. Actually, nothing about me, really, directly. I mean, it all involves me, but nothing really about me. First, today's my mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. 64 times around the sun, Mom. Good job. Happy birthday to you. So last night I baked a cake. I think it's going to be good, you guys. I think it's going to be real good. The batter was delicious. Oh, hell yeah. I was eating that batter to farm eggs. I was I literally was licking out the bowl because later on I found all this dried, crusty chocolate cake batter in my hair. So I literally had my head in the bowl, and that's fine. That's fine. So today I have that going on. I'm going to definitely have to go with the flow, surrender to everyone else's requests. Whatever the birthday girl wants, the birthday girl gets. My sister will be involved with today's celebration. So that always requires me to take a step back and let her Sagittarius energy take over or whatever. But anyways, yeah, I'm a Taurus, so I don't mind taking a step back, backing up my bull ass back to the fence, and just letting everybody carry on. If I need to charge and take anybody out, I can do that. But for the most part, I allow people to, do whatever they need. Okay, so that's today. And then tomorrow is, I guess, my recovery day. And then Saturday, something exciting is in the works this weekend. So I didn't tell you, but, okay, I'll just tell you. I'm getting another dog. I know. I already have 3 dogs that reside in this house that I lovingly refer to as the dog house because it's just full of dog hair and spit and anal gland smell at certain times. And I just live with the dogs. Like, thank you for letting me live in your house. Well, we're getting a new roomie. We're getting a new dog roommate because my bestie, Asiel the Oracle, which I'm sure you've heard me refer to many times. Look him up on YouTube, Asiel, Asiel, Asiel the Oracle. He's a dancer, musician, oracle reader, and going to be pursuing his acting career as well. So he is moving from Denver, Colorado to Las Vegas. And I spoke to him, well, like last week. Actually, I was in his live stream and he was so stressed out. Like, the only stress that he has with this whole move is having to rehome his dog. And he just was like so upset that like he will have to rehome it with somebody that he doesn't know, and then you're probably not going to be able to follow up with the dog or visit the dog after you give it to a stranger, So in his live stream, and I have told him this before, like I think last year when he was thinking that he needed to rehome his 2 dogs, now he only has 1 dog because Pax died. But anyways, I was always like, well, if we were closer, they could stay with me. So I just threw that out there. He can always stay with me. He can always live with me. And I'll be honest, I was thinking that he would be like, oh my God, like I wish you were closer. But he just lit up. He lit up at the idea and he was like, oh my God, Sadie, like that would solve everything because like he knows me, like we've been friends for years online. We've never actually met in real life. So this is pretty exciting. And he was like, yes, I want to. And I'm like getting out my maps and looking up. It's like a 22-hour drive. Like that's not including stops and breaks and what have you. So I did not think that he would say yes, or think that that was a good idea, but he thought it was a beautiful idea. And, hey, if you have 3 dogs, what's 4? What's 1 more dog? It's just another dog. But anyways, so his dog Zen is going to be traveling here. I think they're going to leave like super early Saturday. So Asiel, Zen, and his dad's going to be traveling too. So send them blessings and love and protection energy for their trip. I'm getting a new roomie. Zen will be here, I guess, Sunday, unless they like take some stops Sunday night. Hopefully it's a nice, quick, seamless trip. But seriously, that's like an entire 24 hours almost driving, which is crazy. Which is totally crazy. And then they'll just like hang out for a day or whatever and turn around and do the trip back. So then he can fly out to Las Vegas. So it is wild. It's a lifesaver for him. I'm excited because this is another part of the story. My daughter feels like she's getting her way because when my mom was getting her shoulder surgery and we were hanging out at her house, my daughter had a total, like, she's also Sagittarian tantrum that she wanted a dog. And I was like, honey, I don't really think that we can do another dog. Like, because around here, if you adopt them, even at the shelter, that's $140. Yeah, to adopt them from the shelter. And I think that's great because that's how the shelters, get money to buy food and stuff. Like, I mean, I don't disagree with that. I just don't have $140, And so anyway, she was really like mad at me. She had written up like this essay that like was all the reasons why she wanted to get a dog, and she like tore it up, and she was like, it was really dramatic. And of course it was like, honey, why are you doing this? Like, I'm just trying to take care of my mom with her shoulder. And it's like, oh my gosh. So anyways, full circle around, she summoned this, right? Yesterday we talked about the law of summons. My daughter must have summoned this dog energy. and then my friend needed a place to send his dog, and well, F it, I surrender. bring the dog, right? So anyways, I'm excited. I see no trouble having a fourth dog as long as my pit bull border collie mix, Gracie, who's a total freaking bully. She's only like a year or whatever, year and a half old, maybe. And she's kind of a bully and aggressive. So she's the only one I'm kind of concerned about. But then I think maybe like this older dog energy, Zen's really laid back. As long as she doesn't try to bully him, I don't think that she will, because he is a Labrador healer mix. So everybody might have to just have a little adjustment period where they all put each other in their place. And then I think it'll be good. And then I think they will have a nice pack energy, dog pack type of connection. Like literally, I will have a pack of beasts at my house now. So who would have ever thought I would have 4 dogs? Not me, but there it is. So that's my update. I guess that's it. So that really commits me to this house, doesn't it? I know like in the past, I've like mentioned like in some podcasts how I kind of feel like I need to move out of this house because I just live here too. It's not even my house. It's my separated future ex-husband's house. And, you know, I'm just allowed to stay here. So, but it's like, wow, I guess I might as well get comfortable because now having 4 dogs, 5 chickens, 5 rabbits, like, we'll just feel lucky to be here. So anyways, yesterday was the law of summons, or lovingly called soul talk, which must have been what has been happening with all this dog story. One can learn to lift the soul from the physical body and, what did I write? Summon another soul, to have a soul-to-soul talk. And that is no conscious ego present. So that's what we talked about yesterday. So if you want to hear more about that, go back to episode 116 and check it out. It's a long episode, but you know what? Some people like it long, some people don't. You know, I just offer my podcast and hey, take it or leave it, right? So today, law of surrender. I'm ready, right? I'm ready to surrender. And every day I do kind of surrender, like whatever I need to do today, help me get it done, help me do it. I want to offer more with Herbal Marie. I want to offer more with my podcast. I want to offer more to my patrons on Patreon. I'd like to offer as much as I can because I know whatever I offer is then truly a gift to me. So if I have anything to offer, if you have anything to offer, if you really want to own it, give it away. If you really want to own the love in your heart, start giving it away. If you really want to own your happiness, share it with others. If you have creativity, you don't really need to get it copyrighted. If you want to own it in the non-physical realm, you give it away. You offer it. You make it available. You shine your light, and you set up your Etsy shop now. So anyways, the law of surrender. Let's see what we got here. It's a good sized paragraph, so get comfortable. The law of surrender. And I'm just going to read it, and we'll see what we think about it. Okay. The law of surrender. Because people so cherish the self, surrendering is a very frightening experience. Ooh. Because people so cherish the self, surrendering is a very frightening experience. A person may experience a surrender as a leap into an abyss, or as death. This may be perceived because he has not yet attained a complete trust and faith in God. And the complete assurance that once the self is abandoned, the being automatically merges with a higher stage of existence, which is necessarily ready and waiting to accept it. There is no chance for the process not to function. At the instant of surrender, the entire being of the individual merges into the specific higher manifestation of reality that it is in relation to at that point in its development. God streams into the soul that has managed to negate the self. This is the surrender of the idea of I. This is a lowercase I. Okay, first of all, apparently my definition of surrendering is like super shallow because I was just like, surrender to the day, surrender to the circumstance, surrender to God's will a little bit. This law of surrender is like, whoa, next level, I guess. Like, this isn't what I was thinking. This is like literally giving up, surrendering yourself, your, what they say? Yeah, like your individual self, the I guess. Holy moly. This isn't what I was thinking, you guys. Somebody hold me. Somebody hold me. Because people so cherish the self. I'm holding myself right now, but it's mostly because I turned the heat down. Surrendering, I guess, yeah, could be a very frightening experience when you think about letting go. Is that like your ego personality? You're basically merging into God or your higher self or your soul family or what they say, into the specific higher manifestation of reality that is in relation to at that point in its development. And God streams into the soul that has managed to negate the self. So literally putting yourself aside and letting yourself merge with God, like you are no longer I guess then we would be we, right? Like instead of saying, I am happy to see you, if I would merge into my soul family or God, I would say, we are happy to be here, right? And sometimes I do feel like I'm more than just myself. So I think I do sometimes merge into something more than just me, you know. But yeah, okay, so that's the law of surrender. I kind of was taken back a little bit. Yeah, if it seems scary at all, if it seems like it's a leap into an abyss or a death, that's because we haven't attained a complete trust and faith in God. So there you go, a little gauge for you. If it seems a little crazy, it's because you haven't attained a complete trust and faith in God, source, all that is, creator, whatever the hell you want to call it. Okay. Because if we did have that complete trust and faith, then we would have complete assurance that once the self is abandoned, that we're going to be automatically merged with the higher stage of existence. I think that's sometimes maybe what happens, like when people smoke pot and they get too high and they almost like lose sight of their self or their personality. Like literally they get so high that they're like, I don't know who I am. They feel like they're dying because they're so high that their personality kind of got put to the side. They surrendered their self and they step into that energy and they get a little freaked out. So I know I've seen that and experienced that myself before. Like, you're like, oh my God, am I dying? Right? Because like I'm forgetting who I am. Right? I think that's probably is a lot maybe what death is. I don't know. Just speculating here. letting go of this egoic personality and merging into a higher stage of existence, that it's like we still have our perspective, but we're part of like more of a collective consciousness or group consciousness. I have no idea. Okay, so anyways, that's the law of surrender. Whoa. All right, we're going to end the week tomorrow with the law of synthesis. Great. Not going to be able to speak that one. Where's my speech therapist from 2nd grade? Tomorrow is the law of synthesis. I'm gonna drink tincture tomorrow before I podcast. Okay, so that's the law of surrender. Very good. Let me look in my drawer and see even what deck I should work with today. I have no freaking idea. Ooh, all right. So when I open my drawer, I'm looking at my decks, my botanical decks. I keep them all in the same drawer. I segregate my botanical decks from my other oracle decks. But anyways, I'm going to go with the Wisdom of Trees oracle, because when I saw it, I had the vision. It's like, so with like the law of surrender, like I am the tree, but then at some point I surrender and now I am the forest, or we are the forest. See what I mean? I guess that's kind of how like I'm seeing the law of surrender. Like my perspective will someday change from being just this tree, just this individual tree, to then merging into the forest, right? And now we are the forest. Whoa, man. All right, so I'm going to do the Wisdom of the Trees oracle. This is by Jane Struthers. Inspirational cards for wisdom and guidance. They're pretty cool. All right, so I'll pull some tree cards, and then I got to frost a birthday cake today, you guys. I'm pretty excited. I think maybe what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the cream cheese frosting. I know we're just going to be all out bad, use powdered sugar, butter, all that stuff. And but I'm going to save a little bit. This is what I'm going to try to do. Like I'm going to just frost it white, but I'm going to save a little bit and try to see if I can naturally color a little bit of the frosting, like with maybe some like blueberry juice or something, and then pipe out through a little baggie my mom's name. It's only 4 letters, Cara, C-A-R-A. I can do this, you guys. I can do it. You can do it. Put your back into it. All right, I'll try. Okay, so some of these are upright, some of these are reversed. We just let these trees do whatever they want. This is a great deck for reading reversals. And sometimes like you want to read both depending. So we're going to still think about, even though it could be a little crazy, we're going to still think about the law of surrender. Someday us merging into something more than just our individual perspective. Dang, that is so much deeper than what I was thinking about whenever I was talking about the word surrender. I just was like, wow. Yeah, like some people think like surrendering is giving up your power, like just surrendering to your crazy day or whatever. But the law of surrender was like basically merging into a higher power. That's a whole different perspective on the word surrender for me. That literally changed me. I am literally a different person now than I was 20 minutes ago because of that new way of looking at that word. Yeah. Now when I listen to that song Jolt by something about, I don't know, Pluto, I don't remember even the name now. When he says, fuck it, I surrender. I mean, I know he's got a little attitude about it, but now I'm gonna like think, there you go, buddy. And you know what? That whole song is about him dying, now that I think about it. Because it's called Jolt, like all of a sudden jolt, and then you're done. I'm going to have to look at the lyrics. I think this guy's onto something. All right. Are we shuffled yet? Here we go. What's up, Thursday? How you doing? All right. That was quick. There's our first card. And second card. We'll do top and bottom. Now that I do top and... Oh, we're going to do top and bottom and then top again. I don't know. I got these 3 cards out right now, face down in front of me. We'll just see what came through. It don't really matter what comes through. All these cards are awesome. I mean, how can you pick favorites when you're talking about trees? I just love them all. Although if I was picking a favorite tree, I will probably go with willow and then maple and then hawthorn. Okay, let's see what we got here. We have white mulberry. Are these all going to be reversed? We have, Montezuma, cypress, and papal. Okay, so everything is upside down, which I'm just going to look through the deck. Yeah, it's not that most of them are upside down. It's like an equal mix of of all kinds, upright and reversed. All right, but we're looking completely upside down right now. So we have the white mulberry. That's the card with the yin yang, or the yin yang, the yin yang. And that's the one where it's weaving. It is weaving a tapestry or a rug, and they've literally woven that whole yin yang. Yin yang, I don't know. It's always just been yin yang to me. I'm so Western PA. So white mulberry has that going on. I think we've pulled all of these cards before, but today we're getting them reversed. So Montezuma cypress has that little like Aztec dude or deva in the trunk of it. And then Papal is the meditating Buddha with the prayer flag under the tree. But now he is over the prayer flag because it's upside down. Crazy that all of these are reversed. It's kind of like, F it, I surrender, right? Like, they're all upside down. They're all surrendering to what's going on. Okay, so anyways, let's just look in the book, because let me even think what's coming in for me. Yeah, just the fact that like surrendering to a higher power might feel like, what did it say? Diving into an abyss? Oh, a leap into an abyss. A leap into an abyss. So that's kind of interesting that they're all upside down now, right? Going upside down into an abyss, into the law of surrender. So let's see here. We've got one with a green border. The green border cards are all about wisdom, and then 2 with a blue border, and those are the roots being. So the green border is all about the leaves, and the blue border is about the roots, leaves, wisdom, roots, being. So first we will do white mulberry. Mulberries are tasty. I've only ever had them dried, but they're good. All right, so white mulberry is about harmony. It's about harmony. And so I'm just going to dive right into the reverse meanings first, and then maybe the deva. We'll get the message from the deva to see what she'd like to say. So our inverse message, reverse inverse, you are becoming too dependent on someone or something and need to separate yourself from them or it. Try to interact with others without relying on them completely. Becoming more self-sufficient will help. Okay. All right. So yeah, like to me personally, of course I have to take it personal first. It's like, you don't need anybody else. You are flying solo now. You're flying on your own, just like Celine Dion sings to you. You're flying on your own right now. You're good on your own. You don't need nobody else. Don't even become dependent on anyone or anything right now. But because we're talking about the law of surrender, I still feel like I want to say, but go ahead and depend on your faith and trust in a higher power. Like, maybe that's the mistake we make as humans. We are codependent, or we depend on each other. And like, I'm not saying it's not bad to have connections and, but it's like where we really should be looking for our support is with source, with our higher selves, with the energy of the universe. So that's what White Mulberry has to say right off the bat. We'll come back for the Deva messages. Montezuma Cypress is all about solidity, and its inverse message says, current dilemmas won't be solved until you are able to stand firm and know your own mind. So there we have it again. Here we are. Here's our message. You need to be solid in yourself. You need to know yourself. Know thyself. Continually changing your plans or keeping your options open for fear of making the wrong decision will only confuse you further. So it's like, White Mulberry was saying, like, we're depending too much on someone else or something else. Like, so maybe we're like trying to just like keep all our options open, trying to please everybody. But really it's taking us away from our inner knowing of what we need to do, what we personally want to do, our spiritual path of our own, right? We're confusing ourselves if we are just leaving everything open to the wind. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, know yourself. Stand firm and know your own mind. Continually changing and keeping everything is like, okay, whatever. It's like you're subduing your inner knowing, your intuition, your inner guidance. Don't pull the rug out from your inner guidance or make it so wishy-washy that you just confuse yourself further because you're not honoring it. All right, so I'm just going through, getting the reverse messages. Up top, then we have Pipal, P-I-P-A-L. It's about enlightenment, the Fiscus religiosa. And its message inversed is, your mind is ceaselessly busy, making you tired and anxious. You have become caught up in ideas and distractions. Learn to relax and still your mind. Try to connect with the world around you on every level. So, going back to that confusing yourself, like the Cypress said, right? Just keeping your options way too open, just having too many options running around in your mind is confusing yourself. Not only is it confusing, I hate being indecisive. Isn't it the worst? It's like the worst energy place to be, like not being able to make a decision, not knowing what to do. You just feel like you have too many options. You could do this or that. It could go this way or that way. Like the other day, I'm like, which herb should I make my next podcast about? And I literally felt myself spiraling into indecision. And I finally just was like, whoa, brakes, hit the brakes. I'm going to do peppermint. Like, I just just make a decision and line up with it and then start to direct your energy towards it. You'll feel so much better than being exhausted by indecision and too many options, too many choices. Like, sometimes you just have to be like doing that. Because, yeah, when your mind is running, it makes you tired. It makes you anxious. You can just get caught up in all these distractions, ideas, possibilities. Not that it's not fun to dream, but you know when it's gotten out of control. So yeah, of course, Papal with the meditator there is asking us to still our mind, right? See ourselves surrendering into a higher power, a greater energy, connect with all things, our energy with living things. Yeah, so anyways, that's kind of our message. Kind of to just F it, I surrender. No. All right, let's get the Deva message and we'll see what other clarity we can get in. Okay, back down to the white mulberry. The white mulberry Deva says, I will send you spiritual and emotional nourishment. This will guide you into creating a stronger and more harmonious connection with others and enrich your understanding of their motives as well as your own. So as Papal was saying, like, connect with all living things. And we got that message the other day too. It's like when you see the rock, see it as part of you and you as it. When you see the tree, don't see yourselves as separate, like you are part of the same reality, part of all that is, part of creation. See yourselves connected to the animals, to all human beings, like you are all connected. Eventually, we will all be surrendering into the energy back into all that is. Like you escape no one. Like we are all connected. We are all part of it. We just think we're separate right now because we have an ego, a personality, and a single perspective, like a separated perspective. But truly, we are all connected. We are all the all. We are all the all. So anyways, that's the white mulberry, just encouraging us to find connections between the people, the animals that we share our life, creating harmony, and, empathize with them even when their behavior perplexes us. But don't become so dependent on one thing or one person and, interact with them, but without relying on them. Very interesting message today. So yeah, definitely a message to be secure in ourselves and in our knowing. And I think when we are secure in ourselves, like I know who I am light, I am love, I am, then I can look at everything and feel a connection and an appreciation and a harmonious relationship, because I know that everyone else is just another different aspect of the greater me, of the greater us. Like we are all aspects of the whole, and all of our individual experiences are going back to the whole. Like, so it's kind of a big concept for sure, but one that really puts things into perspective. So the Montezuma cypress, the Deva of that tree says, I grow at the meeting point between the land and the water. And I teach you that you need a balance between the material and the spiritual worlds to survive. I am solid and strong, and I can give you that same sense of solidity. So yeah, get out of your head if it's been too much. If you're bogged down by worries, by difficulties, don't get swept up in having too much circling and swimming in your mind. Learn to focus your attention on your whatever is most important in that moment, whatever project you need to focus on. She says, don't dilute your power by concentrating on trivial matters. So it is a really good time right now to just be focusing intently on what is important to you. So if it is really important for you right now to increase your faith and trust into your spiritual journey so that you can surrender without freaking out. Focus on that. Focus on meditating. Focus on your practice of prayer and receiving. Focus on your connection to the all, to the higher energy. If you have a project, a creative project, focus your energy into it. Don't be distracted. Really allow yourself to be guided now. And yeah, intently focused, like fiercely focused on what you want to create and manifest in your life. So my Course in Miracles lesson today was all gifts I give my brothers are my own. So it's like whatever you want to get back, that's what you need to be giving right now. So if you want to get more love in your life, then you need to be giving love in your life. If you want more connection and harmony, that's what you need to be focusing on. So know your own mind, know what you want, know what you're drawn to, and really, really, really focus on that energy. And let's see what the Papal Deva says. She says, I am one of the world's most sacred trees, and in Buddhism, I symbolize the world tree. I can help you to achieve enlightenment by stilling your mind, helping you to live solely in the moment, and thereby freeing you from all suffering. So yeah, when we get distracted by the past or by the future, like we're worrying about something that in the future, we're taken out of our now moment. And the more we're taken out of our now moment, the less power, the less influence, and the less connection we have. So it's so important to know yourself in this present moment. Know your energy and just being. It is a great service onto yourself to quiet your mind, to quiet the chatter, to silence the ego, and get to know that energy that is truly you, that beingness, that stillness, that peace, that love, that light. That is who you truly are. That is who you truly are. Not the chatter, not the mind. So yeah, interestingly enough then, that totally connects into the law of surrender, because I was saying that like when people they maybe smoke some weed and get really high, and all of a sudden their mind is quieted, like, yo, you're baked. Like there ain't nothing up there right now. They freak out because they're so attached to that chatter. They identify with that chatter. And then this plant ally comes in and gives them an experience of what it is to have that silenced, then that is the point where you have to surrender into the higher energy, literally. No pun intended. And they freak out. They freak out because they have just been overly identified with the ego's chatter. So anyways, that's our trees today. Set aside some time every day for meditation. Sit quietly and listen to the sounds around you so that you honor each moment. Practice mindfulness, in which you are aware of everything that you do from minute to minute in that now moment. It's like stay in this moment as long as you can. And it'll be a challenge because all of a sudden you'll start thinking about something that happened 100 years ago, or you'll start worrying about something that in the future, or you'll have a fantasy or a daydream come in that is completely irrelevant to the now moment. That's how the mind likes to play. So it's like you got to practice just emptying yourself and standing true and solid in that energy of who you truly are. to just gain that perspective, that enlightenment, and yeah, that will ultimately serve you when the law of surrender comes in and asks you if you're ready to move on into that higher energy. So anyways, those are our trees today. Yeah, we got the papal or the Bodhi tree or the tree of awakening. We got the Montezuma cypress. That's a great tree. The Aztecs used that tree's resin to treat gout and skin conditions. It's one of the oldest members of some of these swamp growing trees. So we've got a tree, papal, that's native to India and in Sri Lanka and southwest China. We have the cypress, which is native to Mexico and southeastern United States and Guadalupe. And then what was our other tree? Oh yeah, the white mulberry. Where's that one from? I feel like that one's like from Europe. Let's see if I'm right. Native to Western Asia. Close, so close. And some Chinese traditions believe that the mulberry is the world tree or the tree of renewal. And this unites the dead who dwell in the 9 sources with the 9 heavens. So really amazing trees coming in today. And the mulberry is used in traditional Chinese medicine to cleanse the liver and to send qi or energy flowing smoothly through the meridians. Whoa. So, all right, there you go. Deep AF messages today. I'm a little bit blown away because, yeah, like at first I was like, surrender, great, we'll just surrender to the flow of the day. And then the law of surrender came in and blew my mind a little bit. And now these trees all came in reversed, all came in upside down, basically calling us out, I think, to say that like we still have so much work to do when it comes to this stuff, because we just freaking overly identify with our egos and our personalities and our mind chatter way too much. But ultimately, I love all the things that the trees are suggesting. Like hell to the yes. I love, standing firm with knowing who I am. I love silencing and quieting the mind chatter. I love feeling harmonious and connected to all things. I love weaving my energy through everything that I see into my day and feeling connected without feeling codependent on anyone or anything. So much love and thanks to white mulberry, to Montezuma cypress and papal, and of course to the law of surrender, and all of these really interesting different ways of looking at our own personal lives. It's good for us. It's good for us to take a step back and kind of, have a new way of seeing things, maybe be shook up a little bit, but ultimately it's for our own good. And so I do love these trees. I also love and appreciate the reminder to meditate more, to quiet myself, to get into that now moment, to quit being distracted by all the chatter and options, and really just line up with what I need and want to be doing. So I really do appreciate that so very, very much. I appreciate the yin yang coming in to remind me to balance myself and find that harmony within myself. And then that is, of course, what I will see projected out into the world. And if things get a little crazy, I'll just be like, you know what? F it. I surrender.